We have a wonderful session coming up, and it's all about what you experience when that session is taking you through from the beginning to the end. Now, I do not want to expose it too much, but it's called Networking in the Dark. The facilitator is my own wonderful ABH sister, Amena Elsaie, and she is one of the top 10 finalists and co-founder and CEO of HELM, a company empowering people with disabilities. Today, she will bring you the magic of that experience. But first, take a look at the screen.
Hello, Africa's business heroes. We are in a room filled with visionaries and change makers from across the world, here for one mission: to create solutions that tackle the world's biggest challenges. We got used to communication using body language and eye contact, but today we are going to communicate differently using other ways beyond our sights. I am Shema Ibrahim, HELM Ambassador. We have trained more than 10,000 employees on disability awareness. Today, you are going to see a glimpse of our disability awareness. You are going to step into a new perspective through networking in the dark to open your horizons to new perspectives in business and in life. And now, I will leave you with Amena to guide you on my behalf.
Hello, everyone. So my life changed because I've been through a similar experience, such as the one you're going to go through today. I spent an hour in the dark, living as a blind person in dialogue in the dark. And then my whole perspective changed. Today, we are innovators, but how can we innovate for people that we don't know? There's 1.3 billion people with disabilities around the world, and that's a huge market. Think of all the families and the direct impact on every single family that has someone with a disability. And this is exactly what we're here to do. How can we innovate if we don't understand what we fear? A lot of people think of someone blind or someone on a wheelchair or someone who can't hear and think, okay, well, how does this person think? How do they feel? And we can only innovate as innovators and bend reality in ways by how much we know and the capacity of understanding and going through this experience. So I'm going to ask you to please make sure there's someone sitting next to you, and I'm going to ask you to find the next blindfold. A lot of people, you'll find blindfolds on your chairs. Please pick up this blindfold, and be prepared that you're going to pick something. And if you don't have a blindfold, please close your eyes. We're going to dim the lights, and we're going to ask you all to go through this experience. I want you all to go into the sense of feeling your senses. Take a deep breath and start to go through the networking in the dark. You're going to experience the person next to you. You're going to reach out. I'm going to ask you all to please put the blindfolds, please keep your eyes closed, and then start to get immersed. Start reaching out to the nearest item next to you, or in your bag, in your pocket. Have someone next to you and start to feel this item. Start to connect to it. Try to remember what color, what feeling does it have? What kind of memory does it evoke? Go through the experience and try to feel it. And I want you to talk to the person next to you, which I know could be challenging because there might be someone who's a bit far from you, so you can move your seat, you can start to move around, or you can just get closer to the person next to you and start to talk to the person next to you about that object. And it doesn't have to necessarily be this object per se, but it could be something completely out of context. I will give you a few minutes to go through the experience. If you don't have a blindfold again, please close your eyes so you can go through this experience. just when it starts to feel a bit uncomfortable, stay there. Don't try to remove the blindfold. Try to stay in the zone where it starts to get to feel uncomfortable. When you start to hear the noises, when you start to feel that that you're agitated, just stay there. As you speak to the person next to you, try to think of how the sensations are different. Your breathing, the noises around the room, even my own voice interrupting your conversations. Try to get immersed into the feeling. I'll give you 1 more minute. Okay, so as we all keep our blindfolds on, there are mics around, so I want you to stay in there. I don't want you to take your blindfold off. Stay as you are. And if you need the mic, please raise your hand, and we'll randomly pick some of you to start speaking about. Please keep your blindfolds on and keep your eyes closed. So who wants to say a reflection of where they feel right now? There's someone over there. Can you hand her the mic? Yes, you have to hand it to her, yes. So how does it feel? What's new to you?
Okay, it actually feels weird, being that I've used my eyes for a very long time, and trying to see from the perspective of my mind. It just kind of tells me that I've not been able to see life from my mind. I just rely very much on my sight to do everything. So it's weird, but I'm kind of enjoying it. Thank you.
Who's next? There's someone over here. There's someone over here. We can go a little bit faster because we only have like 3 minutes. If you could quickly say your reflection, that would be great.
Do I stand up?
Yes?
Thank you. After I wore the blindfold, I realized my sense of smell increased.
That's very true. That's very true.
I smelled more and better. For example, I smelled the ladies behind me. Then I smelled gentlemen that came in, all smelling nice though. And someone passed, I smelled his perfume. Mm-hmm. I think he wore, no, not your own.
Okay, thank
anyway,
you.
I'll try to remember though. I know the smell.
All right. So can we hear another reflection, please? There's someone over here. Okay. Yes, can you hand it to her, please?
Me. Hi, everyone. So my experience is basically, this blindfold gave me a sense of gratitude. I'm feeling so grateful for the fact that I can see, because this experience made me to use my mind more. But on a normal day, I will use my eyes more. Thank you.
Okay. Who else wants to share? Okay, there's someone here and someone here. Yes. Over there. So until we get to the next person, one of the things and the highlights is opening a portal to a new way of thinking, a new way to sense and use our senses. Can you please share your reflection as well, please, sir?
Thank you very much. I feel like I'm somewhere else. I'm in a different world. So when I approached my neighbor, at first it was so hard because I didn't know exactly where he was. So I was trying to grab and see where he is. And then the moment I got to see, we started talking. I feel like that's a great thing and a great opportunity to network with people. But even though it was so hard in the first place, which I feel like it's an opportunity to help people who are in that world. Thank you.
Thank you. I love this statement. So exactly, if this is exactly what we're trying to do here in this session. First of all is to experience each other from a new, different perspective. You said we're entering a new world. That's exactly how I felt when I went through a more immersive experience. Of course, today is just a glimpse of this experience. But in the end of the day, when we put ourselves in other people's shoes and you get immersed in this experience, you get to understand the problem, but then again, the opportunity. Like I said, there's 1.3 billion people with disabilities. But other than disabilities, people have a lot of differences. And being immersed in these experiences gets us to try, first of all, to have gratitude, to actually feel like we're displaced. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you a better innovator. So imagine in your company, when you have people with disabilities who have access for life to this different perspective, what can it do to your business? How much more money can you make by having people with disabilities in your team because they have a different perspective for people who are like them? They live this life. Perhaps today you have a glimpse to this perspective, but I hope that today's experience, I know it's very short, but also an eye-opener. It's very funny. We're closing our eyes to have an eye-opening experience. And I urge you to know more about Helm. We're very proud to be an Africa's Business Heroes awardee, and we're happy to be part of this family. And one of my biggest hopes is that today you get out of this room with a new seed planted in your brain to think of what you don't know and the possibilities that you can incorporate in your businesses as investors and to research more. Our job is not to tell you all the data and information, but for you to get sparked and to think beyond what you know and think about what you don't know. So thank you so much for giving us this little opportunity to open your horizons and perspective, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.